fly my plane every day, fly it across the USA. I fly my plane in the air, I fly it almost anywhere.
Hey!
I fly
Hey!
my
Back to the Wingsmen.
The Wingsmen, we're back. We took a little break, but we're back. So, where'd we leave off? Season 2, Episode 5.
Yeah.
And we all remember what happened there, right? Might want to take a look at that one again. We were just talking about how it's almost impossible to remember what happens on a sitcom because it's like popcorn or eating candy or whatever. It's just disposable entertainment. So I have no idea what happened on the last episode. But you can listen to all our past episodes right now. If you go to Podbean, we have a Podbean account for all the ZTO TV podcasts. It's ztotvpodcasts.podbean.com. Or just look us up on iTunes, ZTO TV. We're the only thing that pops up. So,
do that.
Yeah, we've got a lot of shows on there. You got the Wingsmen is on there. You have Exploder. That's our wrestling podcast hosted by Dan Fraley. We also have the Last Roundup Horror Show, which that's me and my two friends Jason and Jared talking about horror movies. Of course, ZTO Radio is on there with me and Scott. Then we have Strange Findings. I do that with Ray McGuff, and True Stories we just made up with Ray McGuff and JT Farva. We got all kinds of shows on there, and it's a lot of fun. Welcome to our world. All the shows kind of intersect because we're all just friends. So, welcome to our world. Anyways, you can kind of use this podcast as a audio commentary for Wings. We're watching it on YouTube this time.
Yeah.
So
no commercials.
It's season 2, episode 6. It's called "It's Not the Thought, It's the Gift." And look it up. No commercials. You can use this as a commentary. I will let you know when to hit play. And let's just get into it. You wanna do the honors?
Let's do it. Tell them.
Hit play now. You should be synced right up with it. So the first thing that happens here is
This is like some Dark Side of the Moon Wizard of Oz stuff right here.
Yeah. Well, actually. Oh yeah, this is the little before the intro segment.
Yeah, quickly, yeah.
It's a little joke about environmental.
Yeah, some environmentally friendly cups. Yeah. And Joe's
threw
like,
away a bunch of plastic ones.
well, we had like 300 or 400 old cups. I threw them away.
Yeah.
And that was
fun
it.
joke.
It
doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the episode.
And I like that. They're not trying to set the rest of the episode up, but the intro there. So
the summary for this episode is Joe and Brian compete to see who can get Helen the better birthday gift. As a means to try to impress her. So, what we're going to have here is, it's going to open up, eventually. We're still on the beautiful intro here. You've got Thomas Hayden Church.
And David
That's Roy Biggins. Welcome back to Nantucket. It's been a while, guys.
Show.
Yeah. We should really start working on that theme. How would it go? It's wings and wings and wings. So here we go. What's going to kick off here is some old-timey film, some birthday footage from Helen's old birthday parties. And I'll tell you what, I feel real bad for the actress who plays the young Helen. You can't find much information about her online. She had one name, which is a weird thing always, and only 2 credits. On her IMDb, but they really just make her look like a pig, like the way she eats cake. Like they really do make fun of Helen being a fat, I don't know, wild animal. She eats like a wild animal. Look at this.
Even for today's standards, though, that wouldn't be fat today.
But
no, back in the early 90s.
Which, by the way,
that was like, oh boy, you're chunky.
I looked up the body mass index recently. Checked out my fucking height to weight ratio. I'm obese. I know I'm overweight. I'll give you that, America.
Where's the cutoff?
But for God's sakes,
where's the cutoff?
Obese?
For obese.
I'm supposed to weigh 180 pounds or something like that. I weigh 100 more pounds than that, and I don't know where the fuck I would not. I could see myself losing 50. You know, how thin do you want me to be, America? Let's evaluate this.
Very very thin.
But anyways, let's get back into wings. That's a little aside there.
I was wondering about your body mass index.
Yeah,
I really was. So Brian finds out that they're getting Helen gifts, and it pretty much instantly becomes a competition.
Well, before we even get into the birthday part of this, Lowell asks Faye for financial advice. I don't know if we missed that while we were talking about my bullshit, but he asks her for financial advice because she's good with numbers, which means she can appropriate everyone to the one gate they have.
Yeah.
But that will lead to a really funny bit of information that's let out later on in the episode. It comes out that Brian shows off a $65 portable cassette player that he bought for Helen. I don't know if I'm not watching what's going on the screen, so I don't know if that's happened yet or not. But man, portable music has really come a long way. When back then, $65 would buy you a cassette player, a portable cassette player that could play one album or one mixtape
that you would have to buy.
Yeah. And now you can, for $30, you can buy a device that can hold all the music you could want to listen to in a week. For,
Yeah.
That's amazing. In just this amount of time.
I bought one for $15 that could hold like thousands of songs and had a little screen on it. Yeah. For $15. And all the CDs and crap that I invested in back in the day, I was able to transfer to a computer.
Right.
To,
Well, think about this. The cameras
that... legally download everything like everybody else.
The cameras that Wings is shot with, there are better commercial cameras out there for anybody to buy than they used on this. You could buy a HD digital camera that is better than the how much do you suppose those cameras cost? The ones they shot this show with?
Thousands.
Oh yeah, it's up there. But yeah, this is where he shows him that he's bought this $65 portable cassette player, and Joe's gonna respond to this by buying his own overpriced gift, which is a fondue pot. As you see here.
He originally wanted it to be a small thing. Everybody gets her something, cheap. That way, nobody's one up in each other. But when it comes to Brian, he's on board instantly.
A fondue pot cannot be more than $30, right?
I don't know back then.
I mean, but honestly, isn't any pot a fondue pot if you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Isn't a fondue pot just a pot inside of a pot?
Is there a certain temperature range though? I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if a crock pot would be able to do what a fondue pot does.
I don't know. I've had some really delicious things out of a crock pot, so haven't had a lot of good things out of a fondue pot. I did get gifted one of those once, a fondue set. It's like a little bowl. It's like a microwave bowl. Had little forks.
I hear it's a mix of several cheeses.
I'll be honest. I never used it once. Now it's a cereal bowl. So that's my life. That's how I'm living.
The little forks that you use.
Yeah.
Like the long.
I use the forks, but for tools. Like if I need to do some ridiculous maintenance shit around my house, that I'm like, I need a tool that's just that right size. That's always the thing I go for. Like sink maintenance, usually getting stuff out of the sink drain and stuff. They're good for that. But here we go. Brian already returned the portable cassette player and got a handheld phone. Right? Is that a cordless phone? He got a cordless phone for her. Here's some phone price info for you. I made sure to get this because I was like, fucking handheld phone, $20 now, man. How much was it back in 1990? So in 1990, you could get a mid-range cordless phone for in between $59.99 and $79.99. That's like Radio Shack quality.
Wow.
Yeah, just like that.
This was
that's probably way nicer than what you
like
got.
$15.
Yeah.
And it has
got a screen on it.
Stores all
it looked nothing like that.
I know most people don't even have these.
This is where it gets crazy, because I looked up cell phones back then too. And a cellular phone in 1990 could range between $595 and $1,295. That's about the same for modern cell phones.
Yeah.
But the brick style phone Zach Morris used and Saved by the Bell, when that first came out in 1982, that was $3,000. And you had to carry a fucking suitcase around with that shit and all kinds of stuff, man. Yeah. This is where we find out, though, in the show that Lowell has been paying to rent a tuxedo for his dead uncle ever since he died. Yep. And that's why he can't figure out his finances. That is fucking hilarious. And
only the top.
Only the top, yeah.
And
the way they resolve that later on is really fucking funny. Yeah. Joe reveals that he spent way too much on an overpriced perfume and finds out that Brian switched his gift once again to an Italian hand-knit sweater. These sort of things can sell for thousands of dollars nowadays.
And here's Roy. Roy just stirring the pot.
Yeah.
Stirring the pot.
But evidently
he's not supposed to tell Joe.
No.
And he does. And then.
But Brian spent around $200. These guys are just... This is a ridiculous back and forth, to be honest with you. They're gonna face off again, and this is where we find out that Joe has bought a $500 CD player for Helen.
$500 CD player.
And he says, he evidently has all the bells and whistles, and I'm like, what bells and whistles would that be?
Very powerful power amp.
Later on, Helen does say there's a random feature. It'll play random songs, 10 disc capacity. So, I mean, that's really... And it'll skip the songs you don't want. So that's program. You remember you used to be able to program CD players? God, what a nightmare that was. Anyone who's ever tried to program a CD player, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it's an experience you can't compare it to anything else. It's a really weird thing to do.
Yep.
What else do I have here? Joe and Brian agree that they're being ridiculous, and they both allegedly return their gifts for simpler, cheaper items. After they get through this whole nonsense here, they are both on the same page. But clearly.
Foreshadowing, obviously, I seen that one of them was going to not hold up to their end of the bargain.
Oh, most certainly.
I just assumed that one of them, not necessarily both. And
it's weird how often they take Brian and Joe and just turn them into children. Because that's basically what this is. It's just them as children.
Well, that's what Helen does to them.
Drives them
batty. And Carol, I guess, too.
Yeah,
God, just everything.
These guys need to get laid or something. You know, there's got to be other women on this. There have to be.
They're pilots.
It's got to be easy. They're walking into situations all the time. This is the party here. The big deal. We get to reveal all the different gifts. I don't think I would participate in a thing like that's this lame, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, every year it's the same boring thing.
Oh, come on, buddy. You're childhood friends with Helen. You're not going to show her a little
They treat her like she's like a mentally challenged child, honestly. Lowell gets her a rock.
That's true. Not just any rock. It was like a...
it has a bogus story. It was like a piece of a castle or something. And Roy gets her a New England Patriots coffee mug that he got from a gas station. It tells her if she wants the what is that? Is it another cup or a plate? Commemorative plate? Something like that.
Something else to complete the set. She's got to go get a lube
and
or something.
Faye gets her a medallion of St. Jude, the patron saint of lost causes. And then I'll tell you what, man, I laughed really hard at how many times they bust up on Joe for his gift. And you know that when they found that item in whatever thrift shop they found it in, they were like, "Oh, this is it. This is the piece." But yeah, of course, Brian gets her the CD player because he's a piece of shit who doesn't ever hold up to his end of the deal.
And he got a good deal on it because Joe had just returned it.
Oh yeah, yeah. But Joe's been dealing with this his whole life, and that's probably why he constantly whines like a little baby bitch all the time. He's actually in that mode right now. Starting now through almost the entire rest of the episode, Joe is in his crybaby bitch stage.
Oh, the whole time.
Yeah. But we finally get to Joe's gift here, and it is a seagull on a piece of driftwood. and it is just, I don't think they could find something better. I don't know why he would pick that. I love that that's what he would pick. Like, out of everything, it's not even a considerate gift of any sort. But like I said, they treat her like she's mentally handicapped. The thing that I think's fucked up is that, like, Helen she clearly is, like, creeped out by Brian's advances, like, the way he is constantly trying to just fuck her all the time. She knows that's what's going on.
She's flattered by it, obviously, I think.
But she acts like, I don't know, she plays along with it sometimes, but then other times she's, like, not having it. So she eggs it on. I don't know. It's a fun game they play, I guess, you know?
I guess, yeah.
Roy is a horrible person.
Mm-hmm.
The way he enjoys every bit of their suffering is pretty fantastic. Oh, and Helen just loves her fucking CD player.
And yeah, Joe can't take it. He's asking for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, can I get my coffee refill?" And she's going on and on about it.
He's being a little crybaby bitch, like he always is when those things don't go his way.
And then, what artist did she mention? Ella Fitzgerald or something?
Oh yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
he's like, maybe she could get me a cup of coffee.
Yeah, and they make fun of it.
You guys go back and pour your own coffee all the time.
They do make fun of his gift again. Oh yes, here we go. Lowell is here in his tuxedo. He couldn't get his money back, but he did get some store credit, which he is going to use by renting out tuxedos every week, I guess.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is only going to last for this episode.
Yeah. I wish they would have stayed true to it, because if they would have made that a thing that happened for like an arc, like, and then he just stopped wearing them, and they're like, "Whoa, what happened to your tuxedos?" It's like, well, ran out of store credit. You know, we're all settled up. But yeah, they're gonna get into a little scuffle here that is going to fade into Helen watching her birthday movies at home, in a pretty artful little edit, because it takes them back to when they were kids or whatever. They keep. This is a weird episode because they keep flashing that childhood footage in relation to what they don't ever do anything that artsy, or they haven't yet anyways. Maybe they're getting bored and they're trying new things, you know.
Or they know that, maybe this show's gonna work, so we got to develop our characters. You know, we really got to make you
care about
feel about their connection.
Yeah, this relationship has been I mean, I don't know if I would have noticed it back when I first watched this series when it was on. Like, would you have been like, yeah, Helen and Joe were supposed to be together. Like, that's where the arc is going to. You know, that's where it's going to peak at. Or if you would be like, is Brian gonna? Would you be like, is Brian or is it Joe? Is it Brian or is it Joe? Who's gonna get what? You had to know somebody was gonna get with Helen, but would you know that it's gonna be Joe?
But Brian's likable, but he's not the one you want to win. He wouldn't be considered the the protagonist.
He doesn't.
Of the story.
He doesn't love Helen like Joe does.
He's a little bit of the antagonist.
Yeah, see, she's watching these movies.
You don't want Brian. Yeah, you're right, though. You don't want Brian to win.
No. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you want him to win, but you know he won't win.
You wouldn't appreciate her like Joe would.
No.
You know?
I mean, Joe does weird shit. Like, he's sat outside Helen's house before, you know, waiting for Brian to leave. He's obsessed with her. Here he comes to apologize to her.
He has that look in his eye.
And he's not even... This is the time of night they always have shit like this happening on this show. He would be hammered every time. You know he would. There's no reason why he would be there sober. None at all. He would handle this shit in the daytime. It would have been fucking taken care of already. But, yeah. Regardless... he's apologizing, and essentially the wrap up of this episode is he's going to give her a little pendant or whatever. She calls it a cameo, I think, which I guess is what that piece of jewelry is called. I thought it was like a pendant, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You got me with the
jewelry vernacular.
Oh yeah, there's a whole
world of jewelry out there.
Thesaurus worth of shit.
Hey, if you have a cameo at home, post a picture in the comments section.
Yeah, be a cameo.
But, anyways, she finds out. Now, I couldn't figure it out whether it was this belonged to Joe's mom or her mom.
I think Joe's mom, because why would he have her
family
heirloom?
That was what was weird.
So
but
that I kind of deduced.
Why would Joe's
mom
be featured so much in Helen's, like, so prolifically in Helen's birthday film?
But she's not there everywhere. She's kind of like there.
It timed up just right, I guess.
Of course it did. How would she know that that's the thing unless the video's right there?
Yeah.
She just happened to be there, and Joe tried to play it off like it didn't mean anything. This is not a big deal. You know, I found this. It was nothing. You know, and then he leaves and she...
Is it just me, or does Helen seem to have too much house? Does it seem like she doesn't really utilize this space that much? Like it's just her, right? Like, it seems like this is a house that she's watching for other people.
Maybe she's got it from her parents.
Yeah, that's what happened. This is what happened. My theory, fan theory. Helen did not furnish this house. Her parents died, and she moved in or lived there the entire time. Mm-hmm. This is not her design, because if it was, there'd be a lot more fucking cello shit on the walls. Who knows?
True.
I mean,
and to afford a place like this in Nantucket, working as a barista, at an airport, not even a big airport.
Not even a barista. She doesn't do anything at that stand. Have you seen her make a sandwich? I seen her hand Joe one once.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never seen her get anybody coffee.
The thing is, she is, though.
Maybe that might be taking it. I might not be giving her credit. Maybe I have seen her pour somebody some coffee. Somehow she got those dudes from Cheers alcohol, so she's running some sort of...
I mean, things were different.
Yeah, she probably...
Remember, things was a simpler time. It was a simpler time. Things were different. Man could drink a beer, openly drink a beer.
In an airport that doesn't have a liquor license at the...
Nobody even asked about that shit back then.
It was probably just her personal beer.
And they might even have brought them with them.
There you go. They brought their own pint glasses, too. We've solved it. Another Illuminati solved.
I love the logo.
Yeah.
The shit you did the last one, that was good shit.
Yeah, that's what happens when the Illuminati come. When we solve an Illuminati.
Well, this is the end of the Wings.
Yeah, thanks for sticking in there with us, guys. We'll get these going again. We're gonna. I can't concentrate. I'm getting distracted. Anyways, thanks for everything. You know, subscribe, like, rate, review, do the thumbs up, do the thumbs down. I don't give a fuck. Put a comment down.
Give us enough money, we can do the rest of the episodes.
Oh yeah, we can.
That's a thing. So.
If you give us enough money, we can recreate the episodes. Yeah. Anyways,
absolutely.
Anyways, thanks for watching, listening, all that shit. We'll see you next time.
Wings out.
Wings out.
No, you stupid motherfuckers. This is a ZTO TV podcast.
Hey, did you hear about that awesome punk rock show that we went to last night? Yeah, what happened? Well, craziest damn thing. Dude took all of his clothes off. Yeah, that's not even it, though. Hold on.
See his bare dick?
We stayed there. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I would leave. Not us, dude. It's a punk rock show. Well, next thing happened, dude fucking shits on the floor. I'm like, what? And then he pisses on it. And then he rolls around in it. And I'm like, this is getting crazy. But we stayed. And then the guy started spitting at us and calling us cunts. And you know what? We fucking stayed. Because that's what punk rockers do. And then, you know what broke the camel's back for me? He hit my wife. He hit her right in the face with his shit hand. And then she had shit all over her, blood all over her, and we had to leave. Good show, though. You should check out his album.
After the movie's over, people are applauding. They're like, yes! What a statement. And they're like, Randy, what did you think as the man on the street? And I was like, well, could use more tits. It's my personal preference.
I say that everywhere I go. How's the salad bar? Could you use more tits?
Could use more tits.
Which is a commentary on society because you can't say that anymore.
Yeah. Tits or salad bar?
Either one. It's a tricky thing. You can only say stuff in the private.
It's not salad bar anymore, Jeff. It's homogenized homegrown fruit choices.
Exactly.
A lot of the actors' dialogue in this movie is them telling you very specifically and flatly what they are doing at that point.
Right.
Like, oh, you're stabbing me. You're killing me with a knife. And then they'll turn the tables in the fight and be like, oh, now you're killing me with a knife.
We shot the same place. Let me see the tag.
Or when they go to do stuff.
Yeah, those guys are good. Those are good actors. You can put them in anything.
Your show was $4.99 too. I'm looking at the tag right now. $4.99.
Shit, so it is. I guess we both shop at the same place, huh?
My shirt was also $4.99.
Both our shirts were $4.99.
You're right. Fuck. Both our shirts were $4.99.
So make a wish.
Well, why are you getting so repetitious?
Alpha Entertainment, run by Vince McMahon, is bringing back the XFL. Yes, the Extreme Football League is making a return to TV in 2020. He's going to take another swing at it with XFL, The Revenge. I know that's not the name, I'm just saying I think it'd be funny if it was. You're going to find hard-hitting action and required patriotism. So, that's a thing. I don't know. Will it work? Who knows? Could. If it does, you got to look out for WBF Junior and IcoPro Light, which only gives you a little diarrhea.
Mick Foley was ejected. You know who Mick Foley is, right?
Oh, yeah, wrestler.
Yeah, Mankind. Who else was he? Cactus Jack.
Was that the one with the sock puppet?
Yeah, Dude Love. All those characters. He was ejected from a wing bowl eating contest Friday after stuffing uneaten chicken wings into his fanny pack.
Is he that broke? That's sad, man.
Let's see, I had a quote from him here. He was evidently a celebrity guest at this event, and he said he didn't want that to be his legacy. So he stretched the rules. He didn't want to lose, so he didn't want that to be his legacy. So I stretched the rules. I thought people would appreciate that right here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So evidently he thinks that Philly's full of cheaters.
That's hilarious, man.
You'll have to Google it. Well, I put the picture up, still from him shoving them in his fanny pack. It must have been broadcast on like a jumbotron type of deal, or like a replay thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Like a scoreboard. It was clearly a scoreboard video screen that they had replayed this on, and somebody took a still shot of it. Oh my god, fanny packs.
He was.
Who's a current teen idol?
God, it's not even Justin Bieber anymore. I don't know.
Scott Wolf?
I don't know. Okay. Was Zac Efron for a minute, but I don't think it is anymore.
No, I think he's an old man now.
I don't know.
I think he's a really old man now.
There's no more. I don't know him.
There's no more cute boys anymore. JTT, baby. No one will ever reach his fame.
God damn it. What is he doing nowadays?
I think he just went to... He's like, well, I've made a bunch of fucking... I made a bunch of fucking movies and TV shows. I'm going to go to college.
He had one with Chevy Chase, didn't he?
Man of the House.
Is that it?
Man of the House, yeah.
Wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad, but...
I guess when I was that age, though.
That's one of those ones, like... You'd have to rewatch it to decide for yourself as an adult person. When's the last time you watched that?
That's true. Was he in Wild America?
Yeah, I think so. And Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer?
Oh, yeah. See?
Yeah, man. JTT.
JTT. I thought you were just talking about Justin Timberlake. Because that would have been... But you added the other T.
Yeah,
JTT.
He's an old man now, too. We're all getting old. It's crazy.